Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Sarah, and in today's video we're just gonna be hanging out market prepping as usual. You know what to expect in these videos, but last I left off we finished our two daisies. It's actually been a couple days, but I haven't put them away yet because I like looking at them. I do need to put them away soon because I need my desk back, but I also in the last video left you guys off with should I do a yellow daisy or a purple daisy, and I want to do both, really. I also just now remembered that I have to make some more willows too. Maybe I should just make a purple willow and then a yellow daisy, or maybe I should just make a yellow willow and a purple willow. I don't know. I haven't thought about it yet. We'll figure it out though. I did want to show you the thing that I made between this video and last video because I did take a few days to myself, and during that personal time I made this Highland cow. So this is Heather the Highland cow. She is my own pattern. She's very similar to Cassidy. Throwing her at your face though. She's very similar to Cassidy in that she's huggable and large, but she is a little bit smaller, and obviously there's no spots on her. She's got a lot of curls. I tacked mine all down, but you could leave them loose if you wanted to. And then obviously horns, they're off-white, and then the body is a little bit more creamy. But she's super cute, super huggable. I do plan on making an orange one of these as well, but orange yarn's been kind of in and out of stock, and I haven't had the opportunity to get some yet, so get some more, that is, because I definitely have some in my scrap bin, but I sincerely doubt it's enough to make a whole nother giant cow. So this lady's just gonna be set aside, and I'll make that orange one later down the road. I worked on this, and then I also worked on another giant pattern, but it's not finished, so let me grab that and I'll show it to you. So here's the other extra large plushie I'm making. It is an Evelyn the elephant, but obviously it's not finished. This is all the yarn I have left, and I still have 4 legs to make, so I sincerely doubt that's going to be enough. And if you couldn't tell, the yarn texture on this is a little different. This is like the newer yarn for that Sweet Snuggles Light Chanel Home Slim is releasing. I don't know if it's an accident or on purpose. I really hope it's not on purpose because this yarn texture is not nice on my hands at all. Usually this pattern, or I mean this plushie, I would have finished yesterday because I worked on it all day, but this yarn is so stiff now. I have to say, if they don't fix it, I'm gonna have to look for new yarn, which is really sad, but the truth, this yarn hurts my hands really bad with this shinier, stiffer yarn. So hopefully they decide that they need to put it back to the way it was, but like I said, if not, I'll definitely have to look into some different yarn brands, which sucks, but I'm just not going to think about that yet because I don't want to be sad. There's a lot of things happening and changing right now. We got Joann's closing. This yarn isn't as nice as it used to be, but I did run out of this yarn, so I'll have to get another skein, which I don't want to do, but that's what I will do. I was contemplating maybe making the legs in a different color, but I really just want this to be a blue elephant, so the plan is to just set this aside for now and finish it later. Unfortunately, it is what it is. Normally I'd have enough and I'd win yarn chicken, so maybe I'll just try it with this yarn and see if I can win, but I don't know. I don't think I will. But yeah, that is the thing I'm working on right now. I actually have one other thing to show you too, which I finished today. It is another Highland cow, but it is in my newer style, so let me just grab it, I'll show it to you. So this is the one I showed you in last video in the Sweet Snuggles Light Chanel Home Slim size 6 yarn basically. And then today I just finished this little tiny one in size 4 yarn. But this guy is super cute. I'm actually in love with the brown and the cream. So I do have one more of these to make for pattern photos. So I'm hoping to get that done in the next couple of days. I do have a good amount of time before I do a tester call for this pattern. If I can get it done a little early, that would be nice though, because I could do the tester call a little early. I did space out patterns so that I could release 2 a month. I'm thinking I'll have enough time actually to release 3 kind of within like a month and a week, if that makes sense. So maybe like 5.5 weeks. instead of having to wait. But I don't know, I might need that break from tester calls, that few days of freedom. That is what I'm working on. Once I finish the other Highland cow as well, I'm going to start working on the regular cow, and it'll be in the same style, but it'll have spots on the back, and then obviously it won't have any curls in the head. Basically the same face shape. I'm trying to decide if it would be weird to put udders on these guys as well. I don't know. I think a regular cow, it makes a little more sense. If I have a picture of the udders I make, I'll put it on the screen, but they're like simple and they're not too weird or out there. So I don't know. Is it weird to put it right here? It feels a little weird because it's like right there versus like the laying down. When it has udders, it's not as weird. Or maybe the whole thing's weird. I don't know. That's just my thoughts on the matter. I will be making the Skinny Chanel version today though, or technically it's just the size 4 version today. Skinny Chanel and Petite Pearl, they're interchangeable, and supposedly there's a whole nother colorway for Skinny Chanel, so like a variegated yarn, and I need to get my hands on them soon, so hopefully I will. But that's kind of a side tangent. I'm gonna see how many legs I can make for this elephant, and then probably switch it up and go back to the Highland cow. But that is the update for now. That's what I've been working on off camera. So I'm hopefully going to get a move on some of this stuff because I am running out of time for this event. It is 3 months away, but I still feel nervous. So I'm just gonna work on stuff, and that's what I'll do. So I'll update you in a little bit. I have a few things to update you guys on, so I'm gonna get to it pretty quickly here. This is the Highland cow I made for pattern photos. So I now have all the Highland cows finished, and the pattern is actually basically ready. I have to do some things with it, but it's just boring pattern designing stuff. So the other thing is I made some possums. So I have 6 of them finished. So I actually have 56 of these guys total. I'm aiming for 100, so I'm a little over halfway now. I'm hoping to get at least 9 more done today, but we'll see if I can get to them. And then the final thing I have to update you on is yesterday I went through all of my minis left over from my last event. If you don't know what my minis are, I just have like this mini bin where I have a ton of little tiny things, these things in a bin, and I have it for a little deal, so I sell them for $7 each or 2 for $12. They sell really well for me. They're the best seller, but I just make little tiny things that take 15-20 minutes to make, and then put them all in a bin together, mix them up. People love to look through it and pick things out, find something unique. But last time I did a lot of these type of minis, so I had a white body and then a secondary color. Same with like these sea slugs here. Let me turn my ring light on. I think it'll help with the focusing issue. Hopefully that's a little bit better. What I was saying was I made a lot of these with, I think I had like 18 to 20 different colors for each of these, so different colored shells with the same color body. Instead of doing that again and restocking what I sold, because I didn't sell too many at my last event because it was a lot smaller than I thought it was, I'm actually going to be making a bunch of solid colored minis instead. This axolotl's missing his eyes, but I'm decided to make like 5 or 6 of each and then just have 5 or 6 variants instead of 20 different types of minis. That way I can transport the materials easier, work on the minis more often than when I'm just upstairs. So that's my new plan for the minis. I also think the minis bin will look a lot prettier if I had more of the same color in it, and I think it'll look less chaotic, easier to see things in, if that makes sense. But I have 128 minis because I did a head count. I have 128 minis already made, and my end goal is to have 214 minis, somewhere around there. Not on this list are also some bees, and then I might end up making some more minis. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. Somewhere between 200 and 300 minis. It also depends on how much time I have. That's my new plan, at least, to just make 5 or 6 of the same color. For example, I'll make 5 of these pink axolotls, and then I'll have a yellow and orange version, a green version, blue version, and a purple version. Then I'll have a bunch of minis, but they'll all be kind of similar colors and easier to spot at in the group. Also, I think more people are interested in traditional colors, quotes here, traditional colors, than colors that are all over the place. So that is the plan for those. I'm just going to be working on those when I have time, but right now I'm going to actually go back to making possums because I like seeing this little army forming, so I'd like to finish the rest as soon as I can. I believe I mentioned this in previous videos, but I already have the heads made for these guys, so all I have to do is add the body and the tail, and they're done. So that's what I'm going to be chipping away at today. That's the plan, at least. And then we'll build a possum pyramid with how many I finish by the end of this vlog. But I just wanted to update you on the minis because I know a lot of people like the minis, the mini bin. Both people like making them, I think. At least that's the impression I get from your guys' comments. But also, people like digging through the bins. It's just very exciting. And not a lot of people have a lot of money to spend at events. So this is just like a nice little, you feel like you're getting a really nice deal. You're getting 2 little items and then obviously saving a little bit of money. So anyways, that is what I'm working on. And then I'll update you guys later, probably on possums, but we'll see what I end up doing next. I just finished filming a beginner series, which is the series I said I would start back up in the new year, which it's the new year and I'm starting it back up. So I made this green snake for the tutorial and I actually really like it. When I first finished it, I wasn't sure, but then I put together the thumbnail for this, which I'll put it up on the screen. I think it's adorable. I think it turned out great. So I decided for this new episode, so it's episode 3, I decided to switch things up and use burlap blanket instead of acrylic yarn because I figured the snake is a very straightforward pattern and a lot of the issues with my tutorials, it's too fast. The pattern itself is pretty easy to follow. In that episode, I decided, since I'm not really adding any new techniques like crocheting, like color changes or crocheting in the back loop only, I decided to use the burlap blanket instead, which I think, in my opinion, is a little bit harder of a yarn to work with than acrylic yarn, just because it can break, especially their newer blend, which I love working with, but it is more breakable. I was originally actually going to go completely to the plush yarn, but I figured why don't we take one step first. So we'll take the acrylic and then blanket, and then we'll go to chenille yarn. So anyways, that's what I did with this tutorial, and I also showed how to do the magic ring instead of the chain 2 method, which is what I showed in the first 2 episodes. I figured, like I said earlier, why not bring in a little bit more techniques since the snake is pretty easy to make. That is what I filmed. It's finished, and I think I'm going to be making more snakes out of burlap blanket. I don't like them so much out of plush yarn because that yarn can fall apart faster. I think I'll make some snakes. I mean, this guy I think took 30 minutes to work up, probably closer to 40 minutes, but that's because I was filming the tutorial. Something like this would probably take me 25 minutes, so I think I should make some more of these in the blanket yarn for my event. That is what I'm working on. In other news, I made 6 more opossums yesterday, which I did not bring up here, so you'll see them later on though. I made 12 total, so I have 38 left, which honestly isn't too bad. I'm pretty proud of that number. So today I'm going to spend the rest of my day working on that, but I actually have something to show you guys. It arrived in the mail yesterday. So I got a whole bunch of needles. These are 100 needles in here. I mean, I'm not going to count them, but I assume there's around 100 somewhere. And then I bought all of these little pairs of scissors. Now they have caps on them, so they're nice and safe. And then they're not too bad for being fairly inexpensive. I think it was like, I'd have to look at the listing, but I got these on Amazon and I think it was maybe like $1 a pair at most. I bought these because I'm going to be making some repair kits for, specifically for blankets that I make, because when you're working with the chenille yarn, it's a little bit harder to weave the ends in and get them to stay forever. So these repair kits would be, that one lost its cap. But these repair kits would be to help if anything comes undone in the wash or gets tugged when kids are playing with it or gets hooked on whatever, you know, any circumstance. So I'm going to be building repair kits with the scissors, these needles here. I have some little cloth bags on the way as well. And then I plan to print out some papers, maybe like this big, with fixing instructions. And I have 25 scissors, so I'll have 25 repair kits to sell. And I haven't decided if I'll put them on the table or if I'll just offer them when people buy blankets. I don't know yet, but I'll definitely keep you updated on this and let you know how it goes. I'm not planning on selling them for too much money because if I might just give them away and account for the price in the blankets. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but for sure, I think this is a good idea. I think it will promote sale. I think it's just the right thing to do, personally. But these are just the 2 things that showed up so far, and then when I get those bags, I'll see how it all turns out. But yeah, those are the updates I'm working on right now. I also actually have some new market stuff coming for my actual stands, which I'm probably not going to be able to show you until the actual market, which is in April, technically festival. But I got these. These are little plastic sign holders. I'm going to test them out on my grid wall. I don't really have a grid wall, but my grid shelves, and see if I can hold some price tags with them. I don't know how well they'll actually hold up, but I do want to give them a try. Also, they're a lot smaller than I thought they'd be, but it also makes sense that they're this small, so. That's the current update. I'm gonna go work on possums and chillax all afternoon. That's the plan. I have been working on possums all afternoon, and here is the head count for right now. I finished 3 a couple vlogs ago, so those guys are in the pile now. I added them back in. So right now I actually have 25 finished, and you can see them all. I stacked them all up. This one's nose is looking a little weird. They're just super straightforward, simple patterns. I mean, there's no sewing, but then like adding the pieces on is a little tedious, but here's where we're at. I have 28 more to make. So I'm close to halfway there. I'm gonna finish 3 more tonight. They take about 10-15 minutes to finish. So I'm gonna finish these 3 tonight and then work on some more tomorrow because it's kind of getting a little late. Here's the possum pyramid slowly coming together. I think yesterday I made 6, the day before I made 6, and then I made 10 today, and I'll hopefully have made 13 by the time I finish. I think my math is right on that, but yeah, that's the possum pyramid. That's what it's looking like. I'm actually kind of enjoying this, which normally I get pretty bored, but I'm enjoying repeating it over and over again, and they all finish pretty quickly. Like I said, 10 to 15 minutes and they're done. So my plan is to charge 15 for these for a couple reasons. One, they sell really fast. Now I am essentially tripling my stock, so hopefully they'll sell. I don't know how well they'll sell. We'll see. If I notice that they're not selling very well, I will lower the price back to 12, but these do take half an hour plus, depending on if I like batch make it or not. So I'm hoping that all 100 sell, because right now we have these 25 right here and then 50 upstairs. No, not 50, 47. So right now I have 72 possums, and I'm hoping to have 100, which I already established in other vlogs, but that's not too bad. I mean, we're pretty close to being done. 28 more and then I'm done. The only issue is I might not have enough gray yarn. If that's the case, then I'll have to switch the colors, which I don't think anyone will really notice if it's a little bit of a lighter gray, because right now they're kind of like a medium gray, and I think the other gray I have is just on the lighter side. So anyways, I'm kind of rambling here. That's the update, and I'm gonna finish these 3 like I said, and then we'll see where we're at. So I got a Centro knitting machine, and I have a few good reasons for why I bought one, even though I don't actually knit, and I actually sell plushies, not really like wearables as much. But first thing is, I have a pretty big stash of acrylic yarn. This is I Love This Yarn from Hobby Lobby, and I have a huge stash of it from when I used to make my plushies out of acrylic, and the acrylic yarn has been sitting in my closet for a very long time. I'm not using it, so instead of continuing to hold on to it without any real use, I decided to get the Centro knitting machine, and I'm using that to make some hats. So I made this first one, and I'm sure you can tell the stitches are looking a little wonky. It looks like things are looser in certain areas, and then the really bad part, which I almost felt really bad about, but you'll see why I'm not frustrated about it in a second. But here, I dropped some stitches here. It's like this big ugly section right here where the stitches were dropped, and I'm sure most people wouldn't necessarily notice, and honestly I'm sure that most knitted hats in the industry have some sort of mistake on them. I myself, I have to take pride in my work. I just feel like a drop stitch, it ruins the flow. I mean, I'm sure you guys can see it, like all the stitches look wonky right here and it feels weird. Now, if you turn the hat the other way, it's not so bad because there's not really any drop stitches on the other side, but it was bugging me, and I was like, if every hat is going to turn out this way, there's no way I can like make myself do this, because as I've said in other videos, I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so when things don't look the way I want them to, it really bugs me, and I just don't feel right selling it, honestly. I actually did a little bit of experimentation, and my second hat, well, it's technically my third. This was my second hat. I made a first one with the yarn that came with the centro. I used that to determine how long I needed to make the hats for the rest of my yarn. I'm doing about 120 rows, and then, or I guess it's technically rounds. I'm doing 120 rounds and then folding it in half. So it's like double-sided, 2 layers. Anyways, that's what I'm doing, but this is the second hat, and it looks so much better, honestly. There's not a single drop stitch on this. You can see all the stitches look super even, and they just look super nice. This hat feels nice. So I feel a whole lot better now about the knitting machine. The big issue I had was that I was using this last section here instead of the middle one. And yes, I did already break this. I'm not quite sure how, honestly. It was just, I think I leaned on it and wasn't paying attention, but it's a little broken, but it's fine. It's still, honestly, it works just fine, so it's not a big deal. But I mean, you can barely tell that it's broken besides that it's white right there now. Anyways, I ended up using the middle dot instead of the one on the end, which is what I did for the gray hat. And I actually held the yarn the whole time, and I wasn't holding it super tight, but I just had like a really nice tension throughout, and I didn't drop a single stitch. So I am by no means an expert since this is only my second hat, but if you have dropped stitches like I did, you can probably just tighten the tension a little bit, and it tends to help, at least with these 2 hats that I made. I'll likely take this gray one apart and redo it later just because of those drop stitch, but I don't know. I'll think about it later. I'll definitely be making some more hats. I was thinking it would be cool to do the first like maybe 50 rounds in red, and then the next 20 or so rounds in white. That way the middle is or technically it would be the edge since I fold it over, but it would have like a white brim, and then do a different red on the inside. So it's reversible, and then you can have like a sparkly red side and then like a regular red side. I was thinking that could be cool. I'll probably do that at least once, but I definitely have a lot of acrylic yarn to get through. I'd say I used maybe half of a skein, so 1 hat, half a skein. I gotta say the one thing though is I definitely need to look into the drill attachment or any kind of motor attachment, because my thumb is really feeling it right now, and also I know my shoulder is gonna hurt after using this for a while. So my shoulder, my arm, my wrist. So I might have to look into that, but I'm planning on selling these for pretty low prices because this is really just to get rid of my acrylic yarn, just enough to make back the materials and then my time as well, because I think this hat maybe took me half an hour-ish to like fully finish. So anyways, that's your 6-minute update on the Centro. I do have a couple things to show you, but I need to go grab them, so I'm gonna go grab those and I'll show you those too. The first thing I have to show you is really straightforward. I just made some more snakes, and I used a variegated yarn on the snake, and it has spots from it, which turn out really cool. The way the color pooled on the snake, it looks awesome. I'm honestly tempted to make a whole nother one, but I don't think I have enough color. It also doesn't have eyes yet. It will later. I plan to make a bunch of these because right now I have a lot of more leaning on the girly side of plushies, and I want to include some more like really like boy-y stuff. So these snakes, I mean, they sell well for either a girl or a boy in my experience, but it gives the boys a couple more options. So I'm gonna make a bunch of these, and then I'm doing it out of the blanket yarn because the blanket yarn will last longer, wear and tear and stuff. So all in all, it's just a little bit safer for the younger kids. That's the first update. I'm making these snakes just whenever I feel like it, honestly. Oh, I should mention, this is the free pattern I have on my YouTube channel. It's pretty popular, so you've probably seen the tutorial. It's on there. It's a free pattern on my Instagram too, so you can go ahead and check that out. Also, it's actually on my Ribbler too as well for free, so everywhere you look, you'll find the snake pattern. And then I have one more thing to update you on. It's my possums. So today I made 6 more possums, I think. So I have an entire Michael's bag full of possums. I think I'm gonna stack them up though so I can get a head count. If I did do 6, then I should have 34 in this bag, but we'll get an accurate count when I stack it up. Here's the first pyramid. I would have stacked them all up, but my desk is looking a little full on both sides, so I'll have to move stuff out of the way later. We got 6, 11, 15, 21 on the back stack, which I should have already known because it's what I built yesterday. And I also have 12 up front, so we're looking pretty good. If I counted it right, I have 33, which I think is less than what I said earlier, which I'm pretty certain I said a different number earlier. If I have 33, you know what, it's late at night, that's why I'm having a hard time with numbers. I have 33 possums here, which means I have 20 left to finish. And then I have 47 of these guys upstairs secured in a nice little plastic bin. So I'm thinking before the end of this market vlog, if I can get all the possums finished, that we need to break out all the possums and see what 100 of them look like all together. I think that needs to happen. That is what we're looking like so far. I have 20 left to make. I'm thinking that'll take me a couple more days. If I can do 10 and then 10 again, I'll definitely be done in 2 days. But I don't know if that's gonna happen. Especially with my new Centro knitting machine, I might have to make a bunch of hats. Anyways, that's the update. That's all the stuff I'm working on. I've got like a couple other side projects going on. I'm working on some mini axolotls. I'm also releasing a pattern. I got a lot going on, but it's pretty fun. I'm kind of enjoying myself right now, honestly. Even though I have a lot of things I'm working on, almost free a little bit, if that makes sense. I don't know, I'm just doing stuff I kind of enjoy. I mean, the possums, they can get boring, but it's so satisfying to see it all come together that it's totally worth the effort. That is my long-winded update, and I will check in with you guys later. I'm gonna try and make more frequent updates, that way they're not so long, but there's definitely no promises there. So I have a couple of things to update you on real fast. It's pretty late at night, so we're just gonna go through this pretty quickly. But I finished 3 more possums today, and I also found one. So that explains why I was so confused the last time I counted the possums, because I was missing one. So now it all makes a little bit more sense. The other thing I worked on was this baby blanket right here. This one I've been working on basically whenever I go out and run errands. I bring this along and I work on it in the car as passenger princess, of course. So I finally finished this one. It's been a while, but just been slowly working on it. It's a very pretty blue purple. So right now I have 4 of these done, and I'll probably continue to work on some just because it's an easy project to bring along. I have no guarantee on how many I'll actually end up finishing. And then the next thing is I made some more hats. So I made this red one yesterday, and then I made this kind of blue brown, but it's also solid colored on the inside. And I made this pink one. It has this black line through it, but I think it's kind of cool. And then it's pink on the inside. These are all going to be reversible hats, so there's not going to be any pom-poms on them. Like I said earlier, I'm sure I already explained it, but I'm just going to be using acrylic yarn and just basically getting rid of my stash. So, I mean, these are pretty nice. I did mess up on this hat, but I finished the hat. And then I put all the loops on some knitting needles, and I pulled it out, fixed whatever it was that was the issue, and there's still one little error on this hat, but honestly, with all the texture and color, I don't think you'll notice. Yeah, anyways, I got 4 of those, and also, I definitely can't make more than 2 in one sitting without taking a break, because I think that's why I messed up on this one. This is the 3rd one I made. A lesson learned, take a break, even if it's just a quick break between hats. I don't have anything fancy, it's all hand cranked, so it's a little bit hard to work with. Those are the hats. And then the last thing I want to show you, I don't think I showed you yet, but I'm planning on making repair kits to go. I'm not sure how I'm going to sell them yet, but they'll definitely come with me to the event. So I have a pair of scissors, 2 sewing needles, and then I'll have a business card, which is already in there. And then I'm going to go back to Vistaprint, which is where I got my business cards from. And I'm going to print a crochet repair card. And so you'll be able to flip it over and it'll say repair kit and then what it includes in the kit, which you can pretty much see what comes in the kit. And then on the back side of the card I'll have QR codes and links to a video tutorial on how to repair crochet. I'll probably include it as part of my crochet foundation series, so it'll be public for everyone, but the kit will be like the nice little convenience of both a pair of scissors and sewing needles. So if you're not a crafty person and don't have these things on hand, then you can purchase one if you want to, of course. I have the pink and blue, which are my favorite because they are cohesive, but then I also have the purple, which I think I'll just include this pink and blue needle. There aren't any purple needles in the kit I bought, so, or like the 100 pack I bought. And then I also have black scissors, which I'll just include random needles in there since there aren't any black needles. That's the idea so far, and like I said, I'm going to get those cards for these kits too. It'll be the same size as the business card. It'll just look really nice, and at least I hope it'll look really nice. Those are the repair kits. Those are my plans and ideas for them, at least. I was going to make a bunch, but I decided to just make the 4 because I'm going to have to open all these bags up again to put the card in when I finally receive them. And I don't want to do that for all 25 kits, so I just made the 4. I think basically all that I have right now. And I will definitely update you guys soon. Hopefully I'll finish the possums. Tomorrow's Monday, so I think we'll be good to finish it this video, but we shall see. I don't know how many are left. There's 12, there's 10, maybe 13, I don't know. We'll see in the next update. You'll know how many I have left. So yesterday and a few days ago, I went and I bought some yarn, which is we're going to talk about in a second. It's obviously a little chaotic right now, but just a real fast update. I made these 2 turtles yesterday on our second trip to the yarn store, and the shells were already made, but we went quite a far way out, different store entirely, so we had several hours in the car for me to crochet these, so I finished them. I just have one more purple turtle to make, but I'm gonna actually use that one to film a crochet foundations, which I'm actually skipping. I'm skipping a tutorial this week because it's currently Wednesday and I have nothing ready or filmed, so I decided to just wait and be a little patient and start that series up again next week. I'm feeling a little stressed right now, so I think taking some breaks isn't too big of a deal. I finished these turtles, and then I also finished that cow, which I showed you earlier. That is the next pattern I'll be releasing after that Highland cow pattern. That's the update on like things that I've actually made, but here's my yarn haul. So all of this is Sweet Snuggles Light, Chanel Home Slim, and then back here is the new Skinny Chanel yarn, which I decided to get all the colors. I didn't really need to get all the colors, but I did. I haven't decided what I'll do with this, so I might make some... I know for a fact that I want to test the yarn with some caterpillars and see how the colors change. If I can get like each body section to be a different color, or if it changes color a lot slower than that, maybe I can get a caterpillar in like a solid color, if that makes sense. But this is my hoard right now. And I don't really have a space for it, but there's a couple reasons why I bought so much yarn. One, supposedly, this is just some rumors I've heard. They might be 100% accurate, they might not be at all. But supposedly this yarn, they're stopping production for 5 to 6 months to fix the issues with the yarn. That is the waxiness, the stiffness, and just the really funky texture in general. They won't start production essentially until the end of the year again. Like I said, that's just a rumor I've heard. I don't know if it's 100% accurate or not, but hearing that and then seeing the quality drop, I decided that I'm just gonna get all the yarn that I need. Like for example, if there's a color there and the yarn texture is nice, but I never use that color, I didn't get it. I just got colors that I use all the time or that I plan to use, and then all of them are in the nicer texture, except for the black yarn here, and then this green yarn a little bit. It's a little stiff, but for the most part everything else is good. I'm a little disappointed because I can't find any of the navy blue in the waxy texture, because I started that elephant, which I showed you at the beginning of the video, and I can't finish it. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with that, if I'm gonna pull it apart and use that yarn for something else, or I just haven't decided yet. I think I'm probably just gonna set it aside and see what happens. But this is the yarn haul. I actually found some nice orange. This is the only one, so I can make another Highland cow out of that, thankfully. Extra large Highland cow. I got some light blue, which was really hard to find at my local store. I say local, but it's still a pretty big drive for me. But I got some light blue, so I can make a willow out of that, hopefully. And then I got some more purples, creams, whites. I actually have 2 more whites, but I figured let's stock up while it's still nice, because my local store is stocking up the waxy white, so I won't be able to get any more of that unless I get the waxy stuff. Anyways, I got some clearance yarn. I think this yarn was on clearance, which makes me sad, but it is what it is. But yeah, that's the yarn haul. That's all the stuff I got. And then I also got some fun burnout yarn. This yarn here, maybe to make dragons or something. My sister wanted me to get it, so I'll have to figure out what she wants to do with it. And then I got this for her, my sister, to crochet with. Whatever she wants to do with it, she can do. She likes burnout blanket more than this yarn, so occasionally I'll get her something fun, but that is all the stuff. I know it's a lot, and I spent a lot of money on this. None of it was really on sale. I have a 15% off because of a teacher's discount, and then I had some vouchers. I had like $20 in vouchers for between both orders. Not really orders, but when I went to pick up the yarn, so I didn't get that much off of it, but I think it's worth it. I found that every time I go to my Michaels, they're never really running a good sale anyways. I just take what I can get, pretty much. I hate ordering the stuff online because I just get terrible quality. I have the worst luck when it comes to that. So that is the yarn. I'm gonna probably package them back up in their own bags and then work through them, and hopefully I'll have all this yarn gone by my event, but we'll see. That's in April, at the end of April, so we'll have to see how that goes. But I also promised you a yellow or a purple daisy, or maybe even both, so I have some golden yellow. I haven't been able to find a regular yellow, like a light yellow at all. So if I make a daisy, it's going to be out of that golden yellow. And then I'll also be making a purple one out of probably that one combined with one of these darker purples. I'll have to decide then. But I am going to finish a daisy though for this video because I did promise you guys those daisies. So we'll see what happens. So I realized I forgot to do my possum head count, and please ignore the state of my desk. It's a huge mess. But I finished 9 more possums. Actually, I think there's 7 in here. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there's 7 in here. So I need to throw these guys in their big bag, which is actually right here. This is the big bag of possums. So these 7 can go in here, and then I just have 9 left. So, woohoo! I'm gonna finish those 9 soon. Hopefully I can get that done, and then the daisies done as well in this video, because I don't want to make you guys wait to see all of it. So yeah, that's the possum update. Okay, I have a couple of exciting things to update you on. The first thing is that I have just 1 more possum to finish. Just 1. That's kind of crazy. Now I have 99. I'll have 100 possums when I'm done, and my plan is tomorrow to pull all the extra ones I have out of their storage and show you guys what they look like all together. I want to know what they look like all together, so I'm definitely going to have to do that tomorrow. But honestly, I knew I could do it, but I didn't think I would be as happy making them, because making something over and over again tends to be really boring, but I actually really enjoyed making these. There was just something fun about making them and doing the same thing over and over, and then seeing all of them build up and come together. So when this last one's finished, I feel like I'm going to be a little lost, in the sense that I won't have something that I can just mindlessly make. So I'll have to figure that new something out after this last possum. The other thing I want to show you is that I ordered some specialty safety eyes from Sweet Beans Crochet, and they actually arrived. It was a total surprise. So when I opened that mailbox earlier today, I was honestly shocked. I didn't know they were coming, so I am so excited to show you them. I ordered 20 pairs from her. I ordered 10 25mm and then 10 30mm. And then she also sent me a couple freebies because I ordered these in the middle of December about, and I just received them. I had no issue waiting, but I mean, I'm super excited about every single pair. They're all so pretty, but let me just show you them. Ignore the chaos back there, but here are the eyes. They're so pretty. So this is going to be my first time trying like real sinker eyes, and I'm so excited. I got a whole bunch of colors. So this is one of the freebie sets. So stunning. I just love this. This one, and then this one right here, I just want to work with right now because they're just gorgeous. She also gave me these ones, which have, I know they're still in the plastic, so it's kind of hard to see, but they have like a moon on them. Super cute. These would make an adorable Willow. I think they're 25mm, so I'm not sure. We'll have to see which size works best for the Willow. I might get some smaller yarn and make a smaller Willow to fit these eyes, but then I had her just give me whatever she wanted pretty much, and so it's just amazing. They're all gorgeous. I love this one. It's green, red, and yellow, or I guess closer to orange, but so pretty. And then this one, pink and purple. This one I think is one of my favorites, with this glitter and the white pupil. So I think the first thing I'm going to be making is a purple lilac dragon, willow dragon, with white details, and just go like really simple, but I think it'll be absolutely stunning. These ones have little butterflies in them, and then this one is just gorgeous. Then I have some basic ones here with the beautiful paint. And then the other freebie set, she gave me some 20mm, which I didn't order any of. So I'm actually excited about these because I'm curious to see what I can make out of them. But they're green with, and then a blue with like a purple shimmer. They're all so pretty. Look at these pink ones here. They have a little heart on them. They're so cute. The green one's gorgeous. This glitter paint is stunning. So, so pretty. So I originally ordered the 25mm, these guys here, for some specific things, but I'm not really in the mood to make them anymore, especially after seeing these. I'm just definitely going to be using these for like a bunch of different projects. So I am super excited about these. Like I said, this is my first time using sinker eyes, so we'll see how it goes, but I think they're going to be gorgeous. The only thing that I have to say is that with these bigger projects, sometimes I won't pay attention when placing the eyes and they'll be on 2 different rounds. So with these, there's like no going back. When I place them, I need to be like really, really careful. But I mean, other than that, so, so pretty. They're all so gorgeous. Thank you so much, Robin, for making these. I know I was kind of out of the blue asking for a custom order, but they are just stunning. I'll have her website linked in the description if you want to check it out. Some of these are unreleased colors. She wrote on the back, some of these are unreleased, which if you plan on releasing them, they're gorgeous. All of them are. So I think you will sell a bunch, but I'm so excited to use these. I was hoping to get to use some of these by the end of this video, but it is Wednesday today, and I stopped filming in a couple days, so I don't know if I have enough time to use them, but for sure the next market vlog I'll be using some of these, and also for sure I'll be making a bunch of willows out of these. So that's the plan, is to make willows with these special eyes. I'm just excited to use them. I'm kind of rambling at this point, but I can't use these yet. I had to finish that last possum. When I finish that possum, then I need to make a daisy, which I don't think I'll be using these eyes on, just to kind of fit the theme of the other ones I made. When I finish that daisy, or the next 2 daisies, we'll see, I will definitely start making willows. So that will be happening in the next vlog though, so unfortunately we both have to wait. Ignore the terrible lighting, but I did promise you all another daisy. So that is what I'm working on. She's nearly finished. I just need 3 more legs. So I just have the one made, but then I have everything else made. Now, I ended up going with a golden color for the base. The main reason is I don't have any of my like light pale yellow. I haven't been able to find any since Sweet Snow's light started having issues with quality. So what I have left in my stash I plan to use for bees for my next market, and that's about it. So I ended up using the gold, but then I also used this purpley, I want to say it looks like burgundy, but I decided to use this for the secondary color because one, I wanted to do red, but I made that paint dragon earlier and it has red details, and then I also have a red and black dragon, so I figured why not have a little bit of fun and experiment. And this does look better in natural light. It's nighttime here where I'm filming and the lighting in here is pretty terrible, so it's not the best representation, but I am nearly finished with this daisy. This will be the last daisy I make for a while. I did want to make a purple, like a light purple with a dark purple mixed, but I actually have to start working on willows, and now that I have my special eyes, that's all I've been thinking about. So this will be the last daisy. Like I said, at least for now. Decide closer to. If I need an easy project to make, then I'll probably make another daisy, but for now, this will be the last one, and I'll have 6 of these guys total. So I'll have the green one I made earlier, and then that pink one I made earlier, and then I have 3 other ones that I made before my last event. We're pretty much set for daisies, I think. I'll update you all again when this dragon is put together, so I'm gonna get started and finish that tonight. Here is the golden dragon finished with the purple details. The lighting isn't amazing in here right now because it's very dark and stormy outside, but this is what she's looking like. Also got these pretty cool spotlights. There's one, and it's just stuck to the ceiling with tape, so well, not tape, but the sticker it came with. So anyways, we'll see how long that lasts before it falls off. I didn't really want to screw holes into my ceiling right now because I don't know if I even like the placement, but the spotlights are pretty nice. Not perfect. I have another one over here that was purple, and then I touched it. But it can change all of these colors on top, and it comes with a remote as well. But there's the white. Pretty cool. I can take pictures with it, and it all looks nice. But I finished this golden dragon, so now I have 3 of them finished. And then last night I started working on a willow. So this is my first willow, I think, of the year. I don't think I've made any this year, now that I actually think about it. So here's what she's looking like so far. So I just have the body started. Not anywhere near done, but see if it'll focus on this dragon. I picked these white pupils to start with, and I think it looks really great. I can't wait to finish this one. I haven't decided what I'll do the secondary color. I wanted it to be white, but I don't know if I'm gonna commit to that. I might do like a light gray situation, but we shall see. But yeah, that is the update on the dragons. Yeah, I'll update you guys soon on the willow. I'm taking a tiny break from that willow because I do have to finish this cow, and I want to finish it because I want to put her photo in the thumbnail. So I need to give her some udders before I take final photos. But I had started some, and this is what it looks like, but I think it's a little bit too big for the size of the cow. Now, the udders are for sure an optional step. I know some people might not like them. It could be a little weird, I don't know. But I wanted to give it udders like my Cassidy the cow, which is my extra large cow, and I don't know, it's just kind of fun, and I love the shape of these. So I'm going to shrink this down a tiny bit and then get this cow finished so she can have her udder. That is what I'm going to work on real fast, and then I'm going to go back to the willow because I want to finish her so bad. Here's my current progress on my willow. So I have the head body finished. I added the tail detail and the back fluff. So the body is done. I have 2 more feet to make. So I have these 2 here. but I have the ears, the horns done, and one wing made. I have to make the second wing and then add the purple details to the wing. And then after that, I have to make some flowers. I think I'm gonna go with this color to kind of match the eyes a bit. Flowers will come after I sew everything together so that I can get kind of an idea of what it looks like. But yeah, this is the progress update on that willow. I'm hoping to finish it tonight and be done with it because I want to move on to another project. Also, I want to show you what willow looks like finished with these awesome eyes. Kind of looks a little creepy in this lighting, but that's the goal because today's my last day of filming for this market vlog before we start a new series, or not a series, but a new episode. So I want to leave you all with a good note, which would be this finished willow. We'll see if I can actually get it done tonight. The first thing I'm going to do this morning is I'm actually going to take these udders off because I don't like the way they sit on the body, and I'm going to remake them a little bit flatter because it's very square and I just want it to sit a lot flatter than this. So I'm going to remake it and then I'm going to tear it off and then also the new piece on and see how it looks then. I just think it looks a little weird right now. I mean, it's not the worst thing I've made, but it doesn't look the greatest. So I'll try this again. Are the udders on. They're not perfect and they're definitely not even, but I do like the shape of them more than the other ones because the other one looks so square and like straight up and down, if that makes sense, or this one looks like it sits a little bit better. So I mean, the only thing is actually sewing it on even, which this cow's done. I'm not going to rip it off again. I mean, you saw that huge mess of tearing it off, but I will be making more of these and the placement will be better, and I'll probably tweak the udders a little bit more with the second, third, and fourth version since I make 4 copies now. I am going to be making another one of these in the size 6 yarn, but I haven't decided what color yet. I haven't decided if I'll do like a traditional color or like something crazy like a pink cow or something. I don't know. There's also a tiny bit of tweaking I need to do for the color work, but for the most part this is what it will look like, and I'm super proud that this turned out this nice first try as well. I didn't actually tear out very much at all when making it. That's the cow, and this is what she looks like sitting. So she looks pretty good. And the last thing I have to show you before I close out this video is the Willow I made last night. I can't wait to show it to you finished. She is gorgeous. Are you ready for this? I hope you are, because she's beautiful. And she also took a long time, and my hands hurt from making her, so you have no option but to love her. But here she is. I know the lining isn't the greatest. It's still so dark and stormy here, but she looks so pretty. Here are her eyes. These are the eyes from Sweet Beans Crochet. This is, I believe, the color Wisteria, and it has the glitter in it. So I decided to go with these purple flowers, and I feel like these purple flowers kind of match the eyes because the glitter is kind of gold, if that makes sense. But here she is in all her glory, and her tail is down here with the flower. It's hard to show it to you one-handed, but this is the face. Oh, she's just so pretty. I am not the biggest fan of this color purple, but I have to say it was totally worth it because she is gorgeous. That is the first Willow I've made for my event, and I'm going to make at least 2 more, but I do have 10 pairs of safety eyes, so, you know, I have the opportunity to make 10 Willows. And I think that is about all I have for this video, so thank you all so much for watching to the end. I currently have a tester call up on my Instagram. It should still be open by the time you see this, but it is for Holly the Highland Cow, which is pretty much this pattern, but the Highland Cow version. So if you guys are interested in that, go ahead and head to the Instagram. I'll have it linked in the description for you. But after that, I do plan on doing a tester call for the cow pattern. That one will be out sometime mid-February, so if you're not following me on Instagram, you should go do so if you want to be part of my tests, of course. That's where I host my tester calls. You can go head over there if you want to, but I realized that I never showed the possums finished, and there's a couple reasons for that. One, I forgot, but here they are in a big giant bag. And 2, I apparently am off on my count, and apparently I need 2 more possums to make 100. So the possums are going to live in this bag until I find the will to make 2 more possums. I'm so disappointed that my count was off. I honestly don't know where they went. They just, I guess I had 5 missing. So I guess I sold them, but I don't remember selling 5 at my last event. So I don't know. I know for sure I had 50 before the event, and then apparently I had 45, but I thought for sure I had 47, so I don't know anymore. Just for sure, you'll see all 100 possums in the next video when I make the other 2, because it's already Saturday and I'm late, so I need to get this video out, but just stay tuned for the next market vlog and we'll go over them. Back to the video. Leave your color ideas down in the description below. Like, if you need to, go back to the eyes that I showed you earlier in the video, because those are the eyes I'll be using to make Willows. And if you saw those and had some inspiration for colors, please leave them in the comments. I'd love to hear them. I definitely know what I'm going to do with one of the pairs of eyes. I haven't decided on anything else, so I'd love to hear your color suggestions. I know for a fact I'll be making at least 2 more of these guys, if not more, because this pattern is my face of my business, I guess you could say. She's on everything, so I want to make sure I have enough of these at my event to hopefully have one left over, or at least I have one that lasts till the last day, if that makes sense. That's pretty much it. Thank you all so much for watching to the end of this video. Stay tuned for next market vlog, because I'm actually going to break down some more markety stuff. I will let you all know the dates and everything. I haven't received confirmation, but I'll talk about that in the next vlog. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. And also, we just recently hit 1,000 supporters in my coffee shop, which I never thought I'd say. So thank you all so much for that. Blows me away. I guess I never actually thought about it more than anything, but it's just crazy to think that over 1,000 separate people came and purchased a pattern from me. So I'm very grateful and happy that you all trust me enough to keep coming back. I'm gonna go now because I do have to edit this video, but I'll definitely see you in my next video. And bye!